Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's team training. We're glad that you're all here. And our topic for tonight is mindset. So we thought we'd spend a little bit of time asking some questions. I do intend for tonight's meeting to be interactive. I'm going to ask lots of questions. I'm looking for lots of interaction. So please just make a commitment to yourself right now that you are willing to push through anything that might feel uncomfortable for you, because this is a safe place and we all know one another. This is our opportunity to grow, learn, and stretch ourselves. So we're just going to ask some questions, and then we're going to interact with those questions, kind of focusing on the mindset and helping ourselves overcome whatever those things may be getting in your way, because I know that several of us are doing the 60-day challenge, which is bringing up a lot of that kind of mindset as well. And it's just a good thing that we need to have in our everyday lives as business builders. So I had posed a question in the invite asking people, what comes to mind when you think of the words business owner, self-employed, entrepreneur? You get extra points if you can spell that word. But so what I want right now is either type it in or unmute yourself and just throw out first thing that comes to your mind. What is in your mind right now when you think of those words?
Hard work.
Hard work. Good. What else? If you're on the call, you are expected to participate.
Opportunity.
Opportunity. Great.
I would say independence.
Independence, opportunity, hard work. Kathy, is it Shoemaker? Says pride.
Schumacher.
Schumacher. Apologize.
No, it's okay.
All right.
Happy.
Carrie, Bev. What comes to mind? There's no wrong answer.
Well, we'd want to think flexibility, but I haven't seen it yet.
Flexibility. Okay. Good. So where does that come from? Whatever it is that you shared, why is that the first thing that came to your mind? What's behind that for you? Kathy, I'll pick on you since you said hard work.
Well, I just think that a lot of people think it's easy. Anybody that has a business, whether it's a store business or a restaurant, they are working extremely hard at it. And as network marketers, you have to work hard at it too. It isn't something that, it isn't a get rich quick scheme. It's not, you just have to have persistence and a love of what you do, working hard at it. So
Right. Very good.
that's how.
Thank you.
And I'm walking, so there.
All right, good.
Kathy
I didn't-
Schumacher in our chat said pride.
Yeah, she did say pride. And then she said, oh, and Carrie found the chat button. Good. Okay, Lorena, what was it that you shared? I'm sorry, I didn't write it down.
Opportunity.
Opportunity. All right, so tell us, explain a little bit where was your mind at, where that came up first for you?
Well, for me, opportunity covers many different things, right? I have the opportunity to be very strong in my business. Maybe having a business, an opportunity for someone just to have a hobby. Okay, but for me, it's opportunity for financial freedom. It's an opportunity for me to build community with other people that are like-minded, like myself, that want very similar goals, or these different things, right? We can collaborate together. So that opportunity to build that friendship and that relationship is huge for me. For me, my biggest opportunity is to provide something for my son, right? That space for him where I don't have to worry if something was to happen to me. There's that opportunity that will keep flowing for him.
Great.
So that's what opportunity means a lot to me.
I love it. And would you say that opportunity mindset has been there for you from the beginning, or has that kind of morphed as?
Not right at the beginning, because I wasn't doing this as a full-time business at the beginning. I just wanted to get my oils paid for. The opportunity came when my husband lost his job, right? His 6-figure income, and it went down to $800 a week, from unemployment, and we're used to like $2,500 plus a week. So that was huge, right? That was a huge difference. And so I took that opportunity to say, I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do this. I'm going to work. Like Kathy said, I work. I show up every day doing what I need to do for myself, for my business, for my business partners, right? For my community. So it didn't come right away. It was about 4 months into it, I think. And it was because of a life situation that I jumped on the opportunity.
Right. I love it. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see. Bev, what was yours? What was your comment?
Flexibility.
Flexibility. All right. Share a little bit of your thoughts behind that.
I was thinking of doing something that allowed me to be flexible since I am retired. I still wanted to be active. I wanted to be involved. I wanted to help people, but it was important to have flexibility.
Right. Okay. Good. Thank you for sharing, you guys. So where we're taking this is, think about that word that came into your mind, and then the feelings behind that word and what's driving you forward. And I really appreciate you guys sharing on that, because when we get a word that sits with us, the next thing to ask yourself, is that motivating me? Is it inspiring me? Or is it draining my energy? What is the physical emotion behind those thoughts? And that's really what's going to drive you or pull you away from what it is you're looking to achieve. So that, in a little exercise, is kind of a view into mindset. It's something that we hear a lot of people talk about, especially doTERRA. And I'll be real with you, I struggle with this on some days, and finding the correct mindset, and if it's draining me, to take the time to actually recognize that it's doing that, and to say, oh, hell no, I'm done now, moving on. Let's find what is energizing and go down the proper path. So having those tools in your toolbox that you can grab a hold of and change that when it's not easy to do by yourself. So that's why I love this community of people. We all understand, we know the road, we know the hard work, but we know the benefits. We know the wonderful opportunities that the oils provide us. So that's why we're all here, is to support ourselves in that path of building, because there's a lot to be celebrated here. And I've been having conversations with my husband over a lot of this, going, okay, I'm kind of at this crossroads. Where are we going? What are we doing? How are we going to have it happen? And it's every single one of those things that you guys mentioned, but it's about getting that right mindset that's going to continue to push you forward in that success. So I just touched briefly on yesterday's Monday call with the challenge success. I know it's creating some frustration for many people because they're just not quality viewings, and I don't have the answer on how to correct that. So my motivation and encouragement for you is, if that is becoming a stumbling block, then search for yourself the way to keep on moving forward. This challenge is simply that. It's a challenge. This is not going to make or break your business, okay? This is simply a tool that they've offered to help us grow and move forward. So we can do that in other ways as well. And there's still a lot of good stuff to be coming from this training. So there's my little spiel on that. And Boyd Truman shared yesterday, he did talk about the one thing. That one thing for him I wasn't quite sure what the one thing was going to entail, but I listened to it and struggled through it a bit and got the gist is he's wanting to bring everybody back. Let's keep it real. Why are we all in this business? Why did we all get started with this? Because we had an experience with an essential oil or several, or we've seen how they've affected other people's lives. So staying in that mindset, that focus of that is the number one thing that we're doing is sharing essential oils with everyone that we know and believe needs them. So there it is, keeping it very simple. And then going forward, I wanted to touch a little bit more on some of the aspects that they talked about in the workbook for the challenge. So regardless of where you're at with that, the workbook has some really valuable tools in there that you can use outside of the challenge. So the very first one that I wanted to focus on was the first, I think it's the first or second page, talks about setting your intentions. Okay, so there's like the first 8 pages in this workbook. It's all about setting your intentions, fear setting, facing those fears head on and overcoming them and changing that mindset. And then focusing on a mindset makeover, you know, getting real with yourself. What are you willing to do and what are you unwilling to do? It's going to help kind of navigate that road for you as to where you're going to put your time and your focus and your energy. And then facing your limiting beliefs, upgrading those beliefs, and then an exercise called the Magic 8. But basically what in all of these exercises, it's asking us questions, okay? So what I got out of this was that the more questions we ask each other, the more clarity you receive. There's nothing super secret magic about being successful at this. It's asking the questions and being real with your answers and then going in the direction in which you self-realize, right? So Denise, one of our awesome, wonderful team members here, is really good at asking questions. So I'm going to turn it over to you for a bit, Denise.
Thank you. So I agree with you, Katrina. We talked a little earlier. Instead of going into a negative space, if you are listening to the calls, just look for it that the intention is very well meant, and it's all new. The whole thing is brand new and not tested. As Katrina and I decided, we're a beta test.
Right. You're testing this brand new idea with us.
It's all brand new. They weren't expecting apparently as many people to sign on. And so instead of judging and being negative and hating on it, just look for it as the presidential part of our business are looking out for us, and they are looking to push people out of the comfort zone of summer. And I think a lot of people say, oh, doTERRA is slow because it's summer, and that may or may not be true, but it may not be true. So don't think of it, oh, it's slow. It's just different. It's a different season. So people may be a little busier. They may not be as preoccupied with oils, but there's an opportunity, and you just have to put on a different hat and don't always just take no. And, you be outside talking about oils and make a new venue out of it. So it's a free source. So look at it as an opportunity to learn something new. And hey, you get in front of all these presidential diamonds, they're going to share their little piece of their world with us, and it's kind of like revealing the curtain, behind the curtain on their point of view. So look at it as an opportunity, and don't get all, people are hating on stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. Like, come on, just take it for what it is, right?
Well, and you hear them say that, we're all the same.
Yeah, I
Regardless
mean,
of the rank, we're all been
they
there.
didn't start out the same way we did, or one person at a time. So don't get all. It's not a DoTerra corporate thing. It's done out of love for people that are wanting to support the business. So take it for what it is. As to what we're speaking about tonight, I have been listening to Deb Erickson. She is a coach for women. And when she said that, it kind of struck me as interesting that she's really focusing on women. And she's done a lot of science research on the mindset of women. And while we are all different as women, we do have different characteristics. Kathy's saying she loves Deb Erickson. She's a pretty powerful woman. She gets it. And she's been in the arena of network marketing. And something that she shared on a call that I listened to the other day was, why not step into what that feels like? Meaning, what do you want out of your business? And what does that feel like? And feel what that looks like. So whatever that is, if you're wanting to be a gold leader, a diamond leader, and who are she calls them avatars. Who do you want to be in business with? She calls those avatars. And you're not going to attract a 10 avatar if you're a 2 or a 3, because they're not going to listen to you. They're not even going to give you a second chance. It would be like going to, a Hollywood celebrity and saying, hey, you want to be my friend? It'd be all creepy. Hey, Betty. And so and she said, so 1 to 10, whatever you visualize yourself being. So say you're an 8, you feel like you can draw people to you and you're an 8, talking about the business opportunity. And she said, then take it down a notch or 2. Then you're probably a 6 or a 7. So in order to reach those 10 people, if those of us that have gone to convention a few times, and if you've actually gone to the gala and you see those people walk across the magic confetti carpet, and you see those people, are you somebody that they are going to take mentoring from and linking arms with? And if you're not, to me, that very clearly says what you need to do to grow your business. So you need to, that's the unique, when I say my thing that I said tonight is independence, you have freedom of will to change yourself and upscale yourself, and it's only going to benefit yourself and the type of people you want to attract to be in your life. And the interesting thing I've never done network marketing. This is the very first time I've ever done it. But it is a real interesting mirror. It kind of mirrors back to who you are. And you may love what you see, and you may think, oh, that mirror might need a little polishing over here. I think I left a little spot unpolished over there, right? So it's easy to criticize yourself, but it's also, why not just celebrate what's amazing about you? And a bunch of us did the Strength Finders test. Ask yourself those questions. What do I not know how to do that I can find somebody as a business partner that's really amazing in something, and make that partnership? So I think it is an opportunity to ask yourself, as you're saying, Katrina, asking good questions. Ask yourself those really great questions. What do you ultimately want? And what do you need to do to get there? And you don't have to do it alone. That's the coolest part is I have a lot of friends that are entrepreneurs. And, at the beginning, it's very lonely. You do it by yourself. So you better make sure that you partner with somebody that you enjoy being with on all aspects, so that you're not lonely, because doing doTERRA by yourself is a lot of work, and it is lonely and it's frustrating, and it can really defeat you. So you better link arms with somebody that you really like and that you really want to hang out with, because it can be a bumpy road at the beginning. And all levels, you guys, all levels. If you're in any kind of a thread of leadership, they all have times where they lost an entire leg, or they lost that key frontline builder, because we're humans. There's no contract. It's not a marriage. You're not signing a contract forever till death do us part. And life happens, and they decide, you know what, this is not the thing for me. And then you've got to rebuild, and you've got to start again. So you've got to be a bit tough, and you need to be flexible and ask lots of questions of yourself and those that you are, don't just take the first person that walks by and says, oh, I want to do this. You need to ask some real hardcore questions of yourself so that I feel like, have a better map of where you want to go and what do you want out of this.
Something you said really triggered something for me, and that is, lost it.
Something.
Well, it's about the whole maturity, right? There definitely is personal growth that happens in this whole journey. And many of us, most of us, I'm guessing, came into this just because we enjoyed the oils.
Right.
And that was it for us. And now suddenly we find ourselves on this journey of self-development and self-discovery and meeting people and learning how to communicate. And holy cow, there's a lot involved. So, that was it. If you lose a leg or you lose a builder, that sort of thing, that's a great mindset to work on. The fact that there is no end goal with doTERRA, right? It's continual growth because it's always changing. It's always evolving. So to think, oh, I've made it, I've got my so many builders, you're really setting yourself up, because then when life happens, it's like, oh my gosh, now what do I do?
Right.
And so for me, it's been more about, okay, I need to think about, what am I working on next? Where is that next step, so that I'm continually growing and having that growth mindset rather than really, you get shaken when things get changed, but I think it would shake you a little less if you know that, okay, well, that's a glitch over there, but I'm still moving in this direction. So that's where that consistency and continuity of our daily actions, I think, really comes into play.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so for me, this is my personal experience. When I came into this business, right, I did it as I just wanted to get my oils paid for, that I decided to do this as a business.
Mm-hmm.
I did not get the training or the verbiage to talk to people about the business.
Right.
It took me almost 2 years into the business to feel comfortable to talk about the business. Had I had training like this to tell you, get comfortable talking about the business right at the beginning, you won't have as many obstacles as those that have the mindset of, eventually I'll talk about the business with that person. Let me just let them use the oils for a while, and then I'll talk to them about the business. Unfortunately, it's not our place to wait for them. Our place is, we're not doing our business if we're not telling them about the business, right? And just sharing the opportunity and moving forward, because then people can think about it themselves and come to you if that is something they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I really feel that's a huge component to how you move in your business. When you can have the mindset of, I'm comfortable talking about the opportunity of what doTERRA can offer to people, may it be get your oils paid for, subsidize your income, or add or replace an income, right? Whatever that might be for somebody. I wish I had that at the beginning, so I could have planted that seed more than thinking, I'm just doing this alone. I gotta make 3 people do LRP. I gotta get people on LRP to do LRP so I can get these bonuses to do LRP. That was my mindset the first couple years, right? Because that was the kind of mindset I was being taught. Had I known you should not have that mindset, but always sharing, inviting people to the opportunity. That's just a little bit I wanted to share on that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. And I think, I like finding patterns in things, and doTERRA definitely has a pattern of 3s. We can see it in the power of 3. We can see it in the 3 ways to use your oils, the 3 ways to share, blah, 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 blah. But, there are 3 things. Huh?
They're numerologists, these people in the numbers. My God.
But there really truly are 3 things you should be sharing with people every time you talk to them. and practicing that from the very beginning, like Lorena is saying, that it gets you comfortable in, okay, this is everything that I need to be telling somebody when I'm meeting with them. And I'm right there with you. It's only been recently that I've started getting comfortable working that into my script and into the checklist that I carry with me on, okay, what do I want to share with these people? So there's definitely growth there. But let's switch back. Unless anyone has anything they want to share, please pipe in at any time. This is conversational and for all of us. But I thought we'll throw out some more questions, and I am looking for participation. So unmute yourselves and just start talking. If you need to think about it for a few seconds, that's cool. I'll give you a little time to formulate what you want to share. But the first question I want to ask you is, why are you here tonight? Why did you make time in your schedule to come on this call? I don't care what the answer is.
Hi, it's Kathy. I guess I did because when Lorena posted mindset, I kind of have been really busy with my first job, and I kind of put this on the back burner, and I have just started a class on digital marketing, and then I just said, you know what, this is all forcing me to get into the right mindset of pushing myself forward into something that I have a lot of faith in, and I need to just get my own mindset to have a lot of faith in myself in order to keep going forward.
I love it. That's awesome. So there was an inner message that pushed you forward to continue to go in the direction in which something that you're interested in. Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
And Kathy Schumacher is amazing, by the way. Passionate, vivacious, full of zest. She's amazing.
Nice to meet you, Kathy.
No, Kathy. She wants you to buy her a drink at convention.
She's one of our East Coast friends.
I'm ready.
Me too.
Okay, who else is ready to share why they chose to come on this call tonight?
I'll say something. I'm driving.
Hi, Kathy.
So I just think that it's just, you do, when they have events and they have things like this as a group, you make time in your schedule. It's to do it, to show up. You need to show up. And you always benefit from it. And at least I always benefit from anything I attend with doTERRA. Mm-hmm. And I learned a lot of things, and I just think it's just what I do. I show up, I'm dedicated, and I care because about everybody and their success too. So
I love it. That's a wonderful mindset. It's very supportive. That's great.
Katrina, Kari posted, because I feel these types of events are going to be the most beneficial thing I can do. Still in the learning, soak it up like a sponge phase. So welcome, Kari.
Yay, Kari. I so love that. Thank you for your sharing. And yeah, I mean, that really is a great mindset to have, right? You show up, you do the work, you work out of that comfort zone, and little by little, you learn more and things start to grow. So I so appreciate you, Carrie. Thank you for being here.
Well, sorry, I'm calling her Kari and she's Carrie. Sorry.
She's Carrie, but I have another friend spelled the same way who's Kari. So
sorry.
I think she'll forgive you.
I think so. It's okay. I'm sure it's
not. I don't want to speak for you or anything.
Not the first time, right?
Yeah. All right, who else? Who's ready?
I joined in because you asked me to, but you know what? It's because we are a group. I mean, I could have said, no, I'm busy, but I think that the beautiful thing about what I love about this is because I adore our group and I love the passion that these women have. And we don't get, I mean, the Seattle thing was like, oh my gosh, it was overwhelmingly amazing. There was nothing not amazing about it. And you guys are all worth showing up for. And you don't know that unless you show up.
Right.
So, right? So we're all over. I mean, we have social media. We're on this thing called Zoom, and we're in different time zones in our house. And we get to celebrate and say, hey, let's put our brains together. We're all smart people. We figured out life so far, and we're here to support each other in our independence. And the common umbrella is doTERRA. That's amazing. And so why not show up? You have nothing to lose. Like, if these women are all boring and killing you, just mute out and say nothing. But hey, we're all fabulous. So what's not to show up for?
Well, right. Absolutely. I 100%
You have nothing to
agree with
lose.
you.
It's free. It's cool.
And it makes it fun, right?
Fun.
The more people you have linked arms with for the same focus and intention, the more fun it is, the more successful you are, the more supported you feel. So yeah, I love this. And I'm going to do a shout out to Lorena at this point, because it was, over almost 2 years ago now that I was at another crossroads. Summer seems to be that time for me. Of, am I going to keep going or not? I just really was struggling in not knowing where to find that support. And Lorena reached out to me. She went rogue. Or not. She went with what most of us should be doing, is cross lines and just reaching out to those people that you make connections with, and work together, help one another, lift each other up. And look at, this is what we've created so far to this point, and I love it.
I'll share why I showed up.
Yeah.
You're the only people I really like.
Now that's saying volumes.
He has good taste.
I mean, seriously, I love community. Okay, I love like-minded people. And the people that show up, they show up to our meetings, they show up to the calls, they show up. I'm going to show up. I'm going to show up just like them. And I'm going to contribute as much as I can because you showed up, right? And I want to collaborate. I want to grow with you. I want to root you on. I want to make everybody just reach their goals as much as possible, whatever that might be. And for me, that, I might not have this huge heart, but I have this heart that, like, I love that. I love that, I don't really, this is my life. doTERRA is, besides my family, obviously, doTERRA is my life. I'm very passionate about it. And I love all the aspects of it, because you can get really good friends that just are very like-minded in the way you are thinking and strategizing and working towards something and fulfilling these goals, and then just getting joyful over it. And then even if you feel like shit because of something, we're there to catch you and say, it's okay, we got this. Here's what we can do. Here's some, different strategies. Go for it. Figure it out. We're here for you.
Yeah.
That's why I show up every time.
I love it.
So can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
So I came in to check my phone because I thought I was going to have company today. And so I was going to call them and say, are you coming or not? And saw the message from Lorena, and I knew that this meeting was going to be tonight, and had forgotten about it. So I logged on. But I like to show up because I don't know most of you very well, and it's a way to get to know everybody and recognize people when you see them, and just kind of get to know people's personalities. And it is a community, and and we need to know each other, and in order to work well together, we just really need to know each other better. So that's the reason I show up, because I want to know what's going on and how to get my job done.
That's awesome. Thank you, Betty. That's awesome. I mean,
Can I just add to that? And I'm not picking on you, Betty, at all, because I just say shit, and sometimes people.
Lorena is Lorena. If you don't know that already, put on your Lorena filter if you have.
Okay, like literally, just put that on. I say this out of complete love and support and all this. So don't show up. Put it on your calendar. If you see something that's going to be, and I'm not saying because Betty,
It is on my
I
calendar.
forget about shit all the time. Believe me, like we had a meeting on Monday and I totally spaced on it. Okay. And it was on my calendar. I just didn't open up my book. But I'm just saying that everybody, if there's something that's important to you, put it on your calendar and just remember to look at the calendar.
So it is on my calendar. I did put it on my calendar, and
Yeah,
before I put it on my
on
calendar
Monday.
the
I
other
totally
day.
forgot on Monday, and all of a sudden Corey's like, "Hey, did you remember there's a call at 9:30?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember. Go ahead and start it without me." I'm in the shower. So I'm not saying that directly to you. I'm saying
that happens.
like everybody, just remember, put it on your calendar. I say that for like even my team, A to Z schedule.
I had Mondays on my calendar too. I just didn't have the right ID number. And I didn't have that because I didn't see your note on the 10th because I was at Relay. So.
Well, and the reality is life happens, and that's going to happen to all of us. I don't think that's directed at anybody that's actually here or even watching the replay.
Not at all. Not at all.
We get that, life happens and we can't be here all the time. But the bottom line is, again, it's that mindset. Is it important enough for you to put it on your calendar? For you to make a note or an alarm, or that's just all more and more of that buy-in into your own business, and it's all just going to help you grow. So I do appreciate all of you and the commitment level that you're making, and we grow from one another, but you're also growing your own business and your own commitment. So it's just all designed to help us do that. Okay, with that said, there's so many more. That was like the first question on this list of intentional skill, your skills, setting your intentions. So we went over one question, and there's 8 pages of stuff here. So I'll leave you with this. Please, if you have not taken the time to go through these worksheets, set aside like 15 minutes a day for the next 8 weeks. Set time aside and work on one page, because it's not about the challenge that's going on right now. This is going to set you up to make those successful steps forward in your journey with doTERRA and with your business. These will apply, and it's just packed full of rich information because it's personal to you. It's all about where you are in your journey and what it is that God wants to speak to you and guide you in whatever direction that is, if that's where you're coming from. So, all right. I wanted to wrap up our time tonight. I want to leave a little more time for some comments and stuff a little bit at the end, but I want to do an exercise with you guys. So find a piece of paper. I don't care if it's a half sheet of paper or a full size, but I want you just to grab the paper. Okay. Everybody, show me you have a piece of paper, please. I want you to participate. You got to tear it off. You're not going to write on it. It's just going to be a loose piece of paper. If you're driving, you're excused. Okay, so with your eyes closed, close your eyes. I can see everybody. Fold that paper in half. Now fold it in half again. Okay. Now grab a corner and rip it. Rip it off. Rip the corner off. Okay, now put that ripped corner in your right hand. And with your left hand, rip another corner. All right. Now fold the paper in half. Rip the corner in your right hand. And pick one more corner and rip that corner.
Origami.
All right, you can open your eyes. Unfold your paper and hold it up so we can all see it.
No fair. You knew what you were doing. We all did it different.
Oh no. Okay, so what do we see here? Who has the same paper? Bev, I can't see yours.
You and Betty have the closest.
We're close. But the point of this exercise is to show you that we all did the same thing. We all got the same instructions, and yet we all have a different design.
We all have snowflakes.
Right? So that's just a little exercise for our mindsets and for our business growth. Keep in mind that you're original, you're unique, and you bring something powerful to this group and to this team. And none of us are going to do it exactly the same way. But we can all be successful. Okay? What would you like to share? We got about 15 more minutes. Have any questions, comments, thoughts? Need support with something?
I would like to share that I think Lorena's really good about asking questions. Sometimes her questions make me mad. Like, quit asking me that damn thing. I don't know. You know, and so it's do your business. You know, like, are you guys doing your business? Meaning, are you looking at your team? Are you looking at your volume? Are you looking at your goals? You know, you don't get there by fluff. And, you know, I love on the thread of some of our competitors, you know, Mr. doTERRA. There's no Mr. doTERRA. He's not going to call you and say, did you ladies do your business this month? You know, no, you're not going to get any call. You're not going to get a grade. You're not getting nothing. Nothing. That's a double negative. That's really bad grammar. It's not happening. So if you don't care, guess what? Nobody else cares. So you better figure it out. You know, what do you want? Do you really want to have a beautiful community that you hang out with and talk about oils and make a few bucks and really get your oils paid for? Because that's very attainable. But if you really, really want to do a business, then Kathy's saying thank you. I'm not. Oh, Kathy Leo. If you really, really want the business, then, you know, do those worksheets for the rank that you want to hit and, you know, see where you are with your volume, what you need. And they're important and they're free. It's free. There's so much stuff in doTERRA that's so free. And do that. Do the business part. Like, don't just do the fluff, but do it. And, you know, do your one-on-ones, do your classes, and ask yourself, what do you want? What is that end goal? And if that doesn't motivate you, then you need to find a motivation, because I really do believe this. It is not your upline or your enroller's job to motivate you. You have to motivate yourself. And if you're not motivated, well, then maybe just saying this might not be for you. And that's okay, because there is nothing worse than frustrating the hell out of yourself and all these other ladies trying to support you, and you're really not that serious. Why waste your time? You can do something way, way less taxing than do your own business. I mean, if you're not serious, you're not serious. It's okay. But if you are serious and you really have a goal, you better name what it is, right? And own it. And then what steps do we need to take? And if you don't have an upline that supports you, which we all know that exists, it's real. So nobody's unique in that. That little sad story is for lots of people.
It's widely ranged.
It's a wide deal. There's a lot of adopted people that, you know, lots of people that need to be adopted out there. And this is what this group is about. You know, we're not all on the same team, but we're here to support each other as women, as entrepreneurs that want to do something. So claim what you want.
That just totally spurred a memory. I think it's in that little book, Enrolling Leaders That Want to Enroll, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's
the
like
the mentality versus the leader mentality.
Right. And that's just a matter of being honest. And it's not easy. There's a lot of no, thank you, not interested, or oils, that's so weird. I don't want to smell bad. I mean, who cares? You know, there was an analogy of two gals that go around and serve cake at a wedding. The wedding cake is cut. And one gal holds the cake, and another gal's, excuse me, would you like a piece of cake? Yes, please, thank you. Guess who I am? I don't like cake. I hate cake. I'm always saying no, thank you. I don't want the damn cake. Offering again, you didn't get your cake. Do you want a piece of cake? I don't like cake. No. But that doesn't mean I don't like them. I just don't like cake. Right? So you can't take it personal because, man, I just don't like frosting. Move on to somebody else. They don't even know you to offend you. So, you know, there's
they might know you. They might know you, but they're still not meaning to offend you. It's just
no. So we can't take it all personal. Then they're just not. And why would you want to continue to ask the same old person over and over? And they keep saying no.
They're not saying no to you. They're
not saying no to you. They don't.
They're just saying no to the situation. You just move on.
So also something that I've been doing. I've been watching Keely Martinez since she got back from Italy. And she's really been focused on brain dumping. This has really been helping me lately for the last almost couple weeks. So what she does, she takes a piece of paper, and I wrote it down here just so I can show it to you. Hopefully my lighting is good. And she writes business here.
Oh yeah, this is good.
And me. And what she does is she just dumps everything that's in her brain that is in those areas. And when she gets it on the piece of paper, she highlights 3 in each of those categories that are priority. And that's what she focuses on. Because what happens with us is that the 4 items are business, family, home, and then me. Okay, so the whole self-care, me. So she dumps everything in those categories that's all up in her brain, right? We all have all of this stuff just going on. And what happens is we say, make a list, right? Well, we try to make a list for just one category and then stick to that. And then our other categories kind of come into that area and we don't finish this list, right? In this category, everything category, right? So she says, do that every single day. Every day, and then just highlight the areas that you need to focus on. Maybe it's just one thing in those 4 categories that you need to focus on for that day, and that will keep you on track. That will totally keep you on track. And it really has with me, because lately, for the last month and a half, I have not been on track. I have not been using my calendar. I'm not showing up correctly like Betty. I totally forgot meetings. I totally did, because I wasn't focused on my list, on my calendar, on my things that I need to know what's going on day to day. For me, my business is pretty busy, okay? So, you know, I have a lot more going on than maybe some of you. I'm not saying that, you know, to be in any way, but I do have a lot of things that are going on in my downline, in my business, because there's a lot of people on there. You know, I have over 1,000 people in my downline. And so there's lots of messages coming in. I mean, Corey today was like, holy shit, how many times is your phone gonna go off today? I said, welcome to Tuesday. This is Tuesday, okay? And I tried to talk to 2 of my leaders on Tuesday. I was so freaking busy today, I could only talk to one of them. That's how busy I was today. And it wasn't because I was busy. It was because I didn't schedule it properly in my day. Now, I did have a hiccup, okay? And I'm not using it as an excuse, but I had a hiccup. I had to fly out to Washington on Saturday because my second mother is dying. And I just had to get on a plane. In 30 minutes, I had to make reservations, get on a plane and fly to Washington and come back on Sunday, and then try to pick up all the time that I missed for me to take care of things, right? So there was that, but I don't allow that to go, well, that's happening in my life, so I have to stop everything else in my life. I'm not that type of person, you know, but what happened is I don't have things scheduled. So I really, really appreciate this. Okay. And need to get back on it and do it more properly. So try it. Try it. Maybe the next time we talk in a couple weeks, I can ask you, hey, how did that work for you? Brain dumping. It's called brain dumping. Okay. So just remember the name, brain dumping.
And who was it you were watching?
What was that?
Who was the gal you were watching?
Keely Martinez. So she's essentially obsessed. She's a presidential diamond with doTERRA. Okay. She hit presidential last year, or right at the end, middle of last year, I think it was. So she's pretty stable presidential because she was able to go to Italy for all the presidential diamonds went last month.
That's cool. Yeah, that looked like a cool trip.
Yeah. So try that. See if that works, to try to keep things in perspective for you. Your freedom. Something like this allows freedom in your life, because then you realize how much hours you do have extra if you do schedule these things properly in your life. Like I focus 3 hours, like I'm going to dedicate 3 hours from 9 to 12 is just doTERRA in the morning on Monday. Like, boom. I'm just going to do that. I'm not going to do anything else. I can accomplish most everything for my week if I just schedule 3 straight hours that's just doTERRA, so that I have everything, all my ducks in order for the week. But if I don't do that and I'm just jumping from one thing to the other, right? All of a sudden I'm so scattered. The end of my day comes, it's 12 o'clock at night, and I'm looking at my thing going, holy shit, I didn't finish all this other stuff. Oh my God, I feel so overwhelmed. I have all this other stuff I got to do. So just try it and see if you start scheduling properly. When I stop scheduling, my life goes cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, literally.
Right there with you. Oh, yeah. Excellent.
Time management is so key.
Yeah, it is. And it's okay to take out the things that are not serving you in the way that you want them to.
If they're not productive to make you some kind of money. So I'm on the money side, right? I'm big about, I don't want just paying my oils, right? I'm at a different level here. My thinking is this a productive activity that's going to help not only me, but my other people? Is this going to create income so that it will help the overall volume? So I'm really mindful about that. Am I going to sit here and talk about relationship and how this is going to help you with all your problems? No, that's not going to be mine. But I'm going to have people on my team that love that, right? They're very mindful. They're empathetic. They have that relationship. They want to seal the deal that way. It helps people to know what to buy. I look at things a whole other vision, like what is going to create community and LRP increase, So that's where my mindset is a lot with business.
Well, I think that's cool too. I mean, that we could give a little example of the strengths right here in this group by just naming, when I think of Lorena, what do we think of when we think of Lorena as far as strengths go?
She's strategic.
Strategic, big time. Yeah, she's got all those ideas and things rambling, which we so appreciate. And then what do we think of when we think of Denise?
I don't know.
How I say it, but
What? Go ahead, say it.
No, Carrie says I'm positive. Yay.
Yeah, positive. And what is your top strength?
No, I don't know. I haven't memorized it.
Well, are you a learner?
I am.
Yeah. So you're all about continual education and
I love
growth.
things. True.
And then
what's really funny is all of my direct business partners are very strong in the relationship side.
Yeah.
Like, super strong in it. My first relationship is number 14 out of 36. I don't know how many there is. I'm like way down there. Yeah, but it's very true that they hold that, and that's where it all comes together. Like we all intertwine together because of all of our strengths.
And mine's relator. you know. So I love relating to people and taking that opportunity to really dig deep on an individual level, figure out what helps them and makes them tick so that we can move forward and be successful. So, but it's just super cool to know that you have all those different qualities and you can use them for the betterment of everybody. All right, good stuff, you guys. Are there any questions that we can answer as we wrap it up?
Restorative, that's your number one.
What?
Restorative?
Me?
No, that's Denise.
Denise. My number one is actually
Responsibility is her number two.
I told you I don't know. She knows. I don't know.
the beauty thing is that that's what makes us who we are, and that's what makes us good at what we choose to do. So that's the awesome thing.
Well, thank you, Katrina. And we're doing this again
in 2 weeks.
15th, I think it is.
Yes, it's me, right?
The 7th, is that the 17th? Yeah.
Yeah.
The 17th.
17th with Denise.
Yes, and we'll be talking about presenting and
inviting.
Very good.
I get 2 topics.
Important aspects of our business. All right, so mark your calendars. Look for the Zoom post.
We'll post up a Zoom link and same format and just different information based on what's going on with the Summer Success Challenge.
Same time?
Times vary depending on the presenter. So
I'm fine with 6:30 if that works best. Kathy Schumacher, is it too late or does that time work for you?
It should be good. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, as long as it's, because I know it's, you guys are 3 hours later.
Yeah.
Are you Pacific time?
I am. I'm in Oregon.
Okay.
I'm in that other green state right below you.
I know.
Hi.